Boom, welcome back to the TNEC cast. Your man Shuff with the weapon cast. And like I always say, we are the TNEC cast. Glad we're kind of getting back into our groove and hitting these things, weekly. Are always the housekeeping, like, comment, subscribe, everything like that. We are working on getting better about, replying to things and everything like that. So, bear with us. Hey, we're not perfect. And so we're going to do our best. And then with me being off of most of social now, I'll be able to kind of, more maintain that. So we have a great episode today. So I'm going to toss it over to the K. How are you feeling, brother?
I am feeling pissed off, but a good pissed off. We got 7th place at Nationals. It was better than last year. Last year we got 10th. We got 7th this year, but obviously we're going for the overall title. We fell short. It's okay. We have a this year problem, not a next year problem. So we'll see what happens for the remainder of the year. But I'm not discouraged. If anything, I was telling Isaac, I was driven last year, obsessed this year, and now I'm absolutely crazy and absolutely hungry to get this pro card to be the best of all time, period. So obviously being post show, it's very tempting to just kind of eat everything in sight and have that seafood diet. I haven't had Oreos in 16 weeks, so I want to have some Oreos. But we're going to be talking about some strategies to kind of not get you to blow up 20 pounds a week after your show. And also about strategies of like repairing your life and your health. Because, I'll talk about my personal story, but like your relationships in prep suffer. Your health suffers. So we're going to talk about that. But first point, I just want to say the discipline doesn't stop. Since you stepped off stage, doesn't mean you just take, 6 weeks off the gym. You go off your diet and all that, because you're just going to blow up. And yourself, like, how can I say this? I won't say your self-esteem, but to work so hard to get down so low and all of a sudden just, go up, let's say 25 pounds, mostly water, but, also get kind of chunky and not going to the gym. It makes you feel bad about yourself. That kind of happened to my first show. Like, I blew up to 180 or something like that because I was just eating everything in sight. Because I haven't had it in so long. I did a 7-week prep. We crash dieted into that. And I was like, I need it. I need Oreos. I need zebra cakes, cosmic brownies. I need all of it. And I paid the price. But now, like, you get a little bit mature and know that the food isn't going anywhere. It's going to be there next week. So, Isaac, do you have a story like that? Or any of your athletes that you don't want to name drop that just blew up after the show?
So athletes, yes.
Yeah.
Athletes, yes. I've seen it happen. This is so I don't want to go into stories just because I don't want to slip and say the name.
Fair.
But I've seen it happen more than once where people have put on 10 plus pounds in 2 weeks or less. And I've seen somebody put on 20 plus pounds in less than 2 weeks. And number one, some of these people actually had just won pro cards and still they decided they don't want to act like a pro. They want to, go off the rails. And so with those stories, one thing I wanted to say, because as you were going, this is where it's important to plan out your shows. Because now, granted, look, things can add on, drop off. But if you don't know what you're doing after your first show of the season, it makes it very easy to take the seafood mentality that I'm going to see it and eat it because you think you're not competing again until next year or whatever the case may be. Whereas if you have a show coming up, because like I'll tell my strategy. I'll tell everybody, look, Saturday after the show, enjoy yourself, have what you want. Now, depending on when their next show is, I'll say worst case scenario, I'll say Sunday, have an untracked breakfast, and then you got to get right back on. But it depends on when your show is because we want to keep everything tight. So because one thing I always say, you never know what opportunity may roll in front of you after a certain show. You may get invited to something. You just never know what opportunity. You don't want to say, oh, no, I can't do it because I got a food baby. You know what I mean? And then, but you know, what happens, you know, personally, and thankfully, I never had that happen to me. And that was only because, so my first season, it was just because I just couldn't eat as much as I wanted to. I wanted to, but my stomach had just shrunk so much. Like every time I tried, I'll never forget. It was actually after Champions Untamed. I tried to squeeze in a peanut butter and jelly sandwich that night.
Not happening.
That was that last, like I'd eat a lot and I was full, but that was the big mistake. That was where I felt like crap. Like now, and it went from hey to oh, you know.
Yeah.
But that, like, I would say, like, my biggest piece of advice for any athlete is you need to have a plan, but know your shows that you're going to do, even if you don't necessarily or know your time frame. So, for example, your first show, and you say, "I know I'm going to do X amount of shows this year." That will help you stay focused because it's just like Kay was saying, the discipline doesn't stop. Because are you playing this sport or are you in this sport for real?
Mm-hmm.
That's a great separator. That's a great separator, you know, because you will get smoked by the people that are in this sport for real.
Yeah.
If you are somebody that's doing these things, you go from an amateur to pro. You know, you think you can do the same things you were doing as an amateur, because now when you move up, you're going against people that have been competing for as pros sometimes 5-10 years. So you got to remember, if you're trying to crack that right out the gate, you can't be half stepping. So it's really about that plan. That plan is so important because that plan helps to keep you mentally sharp. Because when you don't have something to butt up against, it's very easy. I don't care how mentally strong you are. It's very easy to say, well, don't know what my next show is, so and then you just say I'll tack on extra time or whatever the case may be. So I know you said you were talking about when we were talking in the pre-show, kind of like about strategies.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of your strategies in terms of like what you do after a post show, or what you would recommend somebody to do after a post show to kind of stay on point or stay on track, like, because I know you talk about the discipline doesn't stop.
Yeah, for sure. So don't hoard snacks in your room or in your pantry for whenever you get back home, right? You don't want to come back home to Doritos, Oreos, Pop Tarts. Shout out to Pete.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, and this helps me during prep, whenever I'm like, I really want powdered donuts, it's going to be there after the prep is over. Powdered donuts ain't going nowhere, dog. You see what I'm saying? So those Oreos, those whatever it is that you're like hoarding up in your pantry, it's not going anywhere. It's going to be there next week, and the week after, and the week after. And this is more so about the people who are like done for the season. If you got a show like in like next Saturday, then enjoy your Saturday, your show day. Sunday, you're right back on track. Period. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, enjoy your Saturday. Depending on how you look, enjoy your Sunday. Monday, low carb, knock off all the fat. I mean, not the fat, the water. Because you really can't, like, your scale might go up. Like, I am up, I think it was 8 pounds today from show day. And majority of it, literally all of it, is water. Because that's just what happens whenever you introduce carbs again. But starting Monday, you knock out the carbs with, like, low carb. Knock off the water and watch the scale just go down to 5 pounds immediately, because that's the process of things. So yeah, don't hoard snacks. What else is there? Drink water as soon as you step off stage. That's where I messed up this weekend. Funny story. So we went to go get pizza afterwards. Me and my dad, Kyle, my older brother, and his girlfriend, Kyle's girlfriend. And I drank 10 ounces of water the entire day. And I was just pissed that I didn't win. So I wasn't thinking about water. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about, dog, like, what's the next show we're going to do? What do I need to work on? Da-da-da-da. So I'm preoccupied, right? And we go to pizza, eating the pizza. It doesn't taste good because it'll taste so much better with a pro card. But here I am, eating the pizza. And I was like, started sweating. And I was like, what in the world? Like, ain't no way the temperature went up like 20 degrees in the last 5 seconds. And I was like, yo, I gotta use the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom, and as I'm walking to the bathroom, homeboy just like mopped the floor. So one, it's slippery. Two, I was about to pass out walking to the bathroom. Cause like I had no water. All that grease, sodium, everything. My body is literally grabbing at anything. But I made it to the bathroom, and I took the biggest poop of my life. I blew that toilet up. I ain't gonna cap with you. I lit it up, but as soon as I took a poop, I was like, I'm great. Like, all right, cool. And as soon as I went right back out, I smashed my water, and I was like, all right, it's time to go. Like, I'm about to die. But yeah, drink Gatorade, Pedialyte, water. Replenish yourself. Especially if you take out water during show day. I know some coaches, they keep the water in, like this, because like you can just peek into the show, whatever their strategy is, right? But drink water as soon as you get off stage. Also, plan out where you're going to eat. One restaurant. This isn't the world tour where you go, Burger King to Five Guys to, Portillo's and to Sonic. What are you in the mood for? Burgers? Okay, cool. Look at the menu before you even get there. All right? Hey, I just want a burger, fries, and let's say milkshake. Sweet. Don't even look at the dessert menu. Just enjoy your milkshake, call it a day, and move on with your life. Because it's going to be there next week. You can have it next week. It's not going anywhere. So yeah, those are some of my tricks and that I have employed now. And worked. Like I'm still got my 6-pack. I'm still veiny everywhere. But I'm still healthy and not blown up and having like swollen ankles and everything. But what about you?
So I like, personally, I know what I want for after the show. That's my big thing. Like I know what I want, and it's usually because I kind of, it's even with James. He I guess I would say we kind of have like the same philosophy about after the show. You talk to your coach, number one, and say, okay, so the coach knows knows the plan. Because if you me, I'm notorious for going back-to-back shows. So obviously mine's a little different than, than most people, but it's, you got to let yourself go on Saturday. Because if you've done everything right, win, lose, or draw, if you've done everything right with your physique, you're going to look better the next day.
Oh, you look insane.
Which is the thing that always, drives me nuts. I'm like, man, should I have this meal? But honestly, like outside of pumpkin pie, food, I've become desensitized to food.
Yeah.
So, but pumpkin pie, that's the one. Look, that's never going to change for me. That's never going to change. I'm always going to want it. I'm always going to love it. Don't care what season it is. I love pumpkin pie. So as long as I can get some of that after a show, the other stuff is cool because honestly, it's more about convenience for me because I don't got to make it.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't have this like craving for a lot of the, because everybody want to get the, and I see, and it's funny. God, this is going to sound really bad. I see some of these people that be going hog wild and a lot of them don't be having a lot of success.
Yeah, there's a reason.
I mean, so that's my thing. Like I've locked into a point because like I got my next goal, which is just get this pro win. So don't nothing taste better than that to me. So even at after my show, in the fall, number one thing I want, I don't care if I win or if I lose, I want a pumpkin pie.
Yep.
I'm going to take the whole bad boy down. So I'm not talking about a slice. I'm taking the whole thing down. You know what I'm saying?
Fair.
But I want that's really it for me. Everything else, because like burger is what it is, all this other stuff, it is what it is. So I don't hoard snacks or anything like that. And that's something because that was what I was kind of like leading to. I know a lot of people that do that, and I'm like, yo, you got to stop putting emphasis on food. You're putting too much emphasis on food. You got to look at food. The food is fuel, or otherwise it's going to be haunting you your whole time you're trying to do this.
Yeah.
Because you're just going to be looking for the next refeed or the next cheat meal or the next this. I've gotten to the point where I don't even care if I get a refeed. Coach, don't listen to that. Okay, if you want, I know. Give me a refill.
He
Go
was
and give
like,
it.
all right.
You know
Say
what I'm
less.
saying? But like I'm to that point where I don't care because I know how to cook, so I enjoy my food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And but so now we gonna kind of just abruptly segue to something that I think is important. I want you to kind of tell the story
Mm.
about repairing relationships
Mm-hmm.
after going through prep. So if you do not know how to warn people about what happens, you may lose some friends, you may do some irreparable damage to a relationship just because prep is a very selfish time. If you are somebody that doesn't have a lot of self-control, you're gonna have to say no a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Parties, weddings, anniversaries, dinner, you're gonna have to say no a lot. If you have self-control, I mean, because at the end of the day, you're an adult, you make a decision. You go to a whatever as your coach. You can't have some wedding cake. I don't care that you went to a wedding. You did you hire me to co-sign your BS or did you hire me to get you to win?
Yeah.
Which is it? That's what you got to decide. You know what I mean? Because I get a lot of people still, and if you hear this, understand this, because I'm talking to you. You tell me how bad you want a pro card, you want to do all this stuff, but you can't put the fork down. Be mad at it if you want to, but it's the truth. Be mad at it if you want to, but it's the truth. If you can't recognize that, that's a you problem, not a me problem, because you hired me to get you to the next level. Now we're talking about the relationship. So, you become a little more, your patience is a little bit lower. Low carb days, you're a little bit more grumpy. So, you have to go out and, sometimes you got to do like the 12-step program, go apologize. People, sometimes we need to have a gift, but then there's other things like, I mean, I would say the more simple things, right? So you miss somebody's birthday party. Like, so for example, I'm not going to say, but, I'm turning something soon and then something right after that. And you know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of people that are my peers that are turning 40 or getting ready to turn 40. And, so there's going to be a lot of, I don't like going to birthday parties and all that stuff anyway, but, I'm like, nah, I can't go or I can't fly out or I can't do this because I'm getting ready for this. So you might have to be ready to do some makeup, and things like that. So, okay, I know you said you had a story.
Oh man, yeah.
So let's hear it.
So like, if I get emotional, don't call me don't call me a punk. All
Oh,
right. Yeah. But plane ride back. So I'm gonna start from the beginning. Plane ride back from New Jersey. I was sitting there and I was talking to God. I was like, where am I going next? What am I doing? Right? Do I compete in North Americans in 8 weeks? Do I call it a season? Do I hang up the board shorts and finally go classic? Because I feel like everyone thinks I should go classic now. What should I do? And I was sitting next to a pregnant lady, and next to her was another competitor, which was, I think they were married, right? Or they were in a relationship, right? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, where am I going in life? Like, is this it for me, right? And I woke up from a nap, and I saw him rubbing on her shoulders. And I was just like, I fucked up. This entire time I was locked in on this pro card, I forgot about my wife. Fucking sent me. Like I was on a plane, like fighting tears because I'm just like, I'm looking out the window, like, because it was just like in this process of literally trying to go out there and chase a dream, you're gonna cause some damage. And I think we talked about this, but I was obsessed. Like, whenever, like, it's all or nothing for me. It's rather I care deeply or I don't care at all. And those last 6 weeks, low carbs, like you said, I'm grumpy. I'm working 14 hours a day. Then I gotta go do cardio. I see my wife. I leave the house. She's in bed. I come home. She's in bed. There was no time for us. We have a newborn. Something is going to have to go. And she was it. Do I regret that? Yes. But is it necessary? I don't know. Kobe and his wife Vanessa, he was like, relationships is going to have to suffer. In this 82 game season, I'm gone 3-4 days out the week, traveling, moving around. And the people who stick around, they're just going to have to have those gaps in your relationships. And they're going to have to be cool with it. If not, then they have to go. Period. And he was like, Vanessa was like, if you're going to be gone for so long, you might as well win this fucking championship. And I didn't come home with anything. Anything. To feel that and understand, like, I have to be better. Is there a way? I will find one. Because that's unacceptable. No matter what it is. And this is like the season of rebuilding, right? So let's say I do Nationals December. These next 2 weeks, it's me and my wife. I missed her birthday. I was competing on her birthday. Anniversary, that was like last week or the week before. I missed that. I was too busy trying to survive. I'm not worried about an anniversary, dog. This is just real shit. Like, it's like, yo, like, I am so obsessed with getting this goal. Like, everything else can burn. I don't care. I care about my daughter because that's my flesh and blood. Care about putting food on the table, keeping these damn lights on. Everything else in bodybuilding. That's the only thing that matters. And that's unfair. But I will find a way to kind of mend it. But this is the cost of winning. This is the cost of a chase of winning. Nothing's guaranteed. But are you willing to sacrifice your shit? Are you like, truly, honestly, like, this is what it takes? I'm at a national level, and just to go to the pro level, what happens then? What type of dedication, obsession, sacrifices do I have to make then? The Olympia level, what happens? You have to ask yourself these questions before you even start the damn race. Am I willing to really risk it all? And I can say right now, and fuck, I am. Period. Yeah. So, that's the end of the Coop monologue. So after your show, long story short, take care of the people. Take care of your circle. Off season is the season for them. Prep time, it gets ugly.
Just remember the people that were there for you during prep. Just remember that the people that were okay with being sacrificed, and those people that weren't constantly asking you for stuff, that were asking you how prep was going, knowing that they may not get a, hey, how's it going back from you kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Just remember those people. Those are your people. You know, I got a few of those in my life. You know what I mean? That they not just constantly asking me for stuff and actually ask me how prep is going. And those relationships, every relationship in your life is unfortunately going to suffer, especially if you want to be great. And that's not just our sport. That's just period. Anybody that's trying to achieve greatness within whatever it is, your career, whatever it is, because it requires a lot to be great. And that's the thing about greatness. Greatness don't care what you sacrificed. You know, everybody knows, I love Marvel movies. You know how you got to get the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
The ultimate you basically got to make the ultimate sacrifice to get, and that's one of 6. You can make that sacrifice and still fail.
Yep.
But are you willing to make it? And that's what it comes down to. The people this is what you got to understand. Figure out who matters to you. Figure out who really matters to you, that if you lost them, you would be devastated. Think about it. Because those are the people you need to talk to and make sure that they understand what you're about to embark on. You have to have that conversation. Whether it's a two-side, I'm not going to tell you how to do it or any of that stuff. You have to at least attempt to verbalize it. If you're not really good with your words speaking, write a letter, do something, write an email, a text, do something to let those people know, hey, for the next 16 weeks, the next 12 weeks, whatever's going on, whatever your situation is, things are going to be a little bit rough because I'm trying to achieve something that not many people can say they've achieved. And, it's tough, because as somebody, both of us, is one of the things that make it so, Kay and I are so close. We have a lot of, dreams and goals that we're in the process of achieving, and it's hard, like, me, because, I got, my 4 kids. I miss stuff. I do my best not to, but I miss more things than I would like. But I know my ultimate belief in myself that when my oldest is 11, that when he's 18, I'm gonna be able to hand him the keys to a lot of different things and give him a legacy. Yeah. That's why I work myself to the bone. Like, I'll probably work way more than I should, but I don't care because I'm not trying. Like, honestly, like, what drives me if you can strip a lot of things away, I want to be in a history book, even if it's just one sentence. Isaac Johnson did this.
Yeah.
I want to be in a history book because now my kids, their kids, they can, even if it's a sentence, because think about how many people have graced God's green earth. We're here 70, 80, 90, even 100 years. A couple years after they're gone, they're forgotten.
Yeah.
Like, really think about that. I don't want to be forgotten. I want to leave something because we have a finite amount of time here, so that sacrifice, like, what are you willing to sacrifice, and you got to talk to the people you care about, especially because, look, if you're in a relationship, with somebody that's in the sport, they get it.
Yeah.
It's easy. They that's easy. Now, you in a relationship with somebody that's not in the sport, it's especially for us now, and I think that's with any kind of athlete. They don't understand because they don't do that. They don't understand the amount of hours it takes to get to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get to be good. We're not talking, we ain't even talking about being great and elite and all these other echelons that we're trying to achieve. So the totality of this conversation is when you're post show, this shows why it's so important to make sure that you're giving back to the people that supported you along this.
Yep.
Because now you have the ability to even if, look, I'm not, people swear I'm social. I am not social, but I'll go to that whatever if it means something to that person that supported me along the way, and just it's something, man. Like, when you're on that path to greatness, man, don't forget about, this is the last thing I say. Do not forget about those people that was not just clapping, but had that hand on, had that steady hand, was doing everything they could to help push you along.
Yeah.
You don't always feel it, just like the wind. You don't always feel it, but it's just there, just pushing you along. Just remember those people, man, because I'm not gonna lie, that's how I've gotten so far. I don't like the people that's really held it down for me. I don't forget them. You know what I mean? But you other people that have done what you've done, I ain't forget about you either. You just got left behind. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my rap. I mean, this was an episode right here. That's all.
Yeah, don't get used to baby crocodile tears, man. Ain't gonna happen again, man.
This was an episode right here, man. This was an episode right here.
Final thing, repair your health. So get your blood work done, natural, enhanced, fake natty, real natty. It don't matter. Get your blood work done. Get your blood work done. Address the issues and move on from there. Okay. And also have a target as soon as you're done. I think you touched on that. As soon as you're done, whether it's improvement season, natty, okay, get to work. Enhance, take your time. You have get your life right. Get your blood work done because you can't stay in fifth gear the entire time. Come back. Get your improvements health wise, and then sprints again. Let's do it. So, yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you guys for listening to us talk about post-show strategies and all that. If it did help you, let us know. If you have a strategy that you do, you're a coach, put it down in the comment section. It might help somebody else. It might help me. So yeah, until next time, guys. Peace out.